Yeah. Okay. So next we have Sachin Mohan today. He is presenting on exploring the understanding and usage of business analytics in India.
Thank you. Okay. Morning. I have two breaking news items for you. One is a good news, one is a bad news. You are interested in listening to those? Good news or bad news? Good news is as data is new oil, right? Bad news is not enough companies are actually utilizing or exploring also that oil. So this research paper abstract that I am presenting is about exploring the understanding and usage of business analytics in India. And one of the primary theme of this research is those who are conversant with business analytics concepts. As we saw one research paper presented about business analytics, many get confused with technology, and a lot of different abbreviations and methodologies being developed by IT companies. On the other spectrum, there are people who are actually practicing it but are not aware of the concepts. So this entire paper is all about how we can overcome this situation. So like management information system, business analytics is also a concept. It is not a name, it is not a brand. So you can be using any application or a system which is helping you to analyze data, finding some patterns out of it, predicting something, or understanding what happened in the past with the help of a data. That is in short what business analytics is all about. So many get confused whether something is business intelligence, something is business analytics, what exactly it is. Second is there are numerous applications of business analytics. I'll just give you one data point to you. Titan, which is a very well-known brand of Tata, is using business analytics extensively, and it is the only company that I have heard of which is attributing revenue of 800 crores only to business analytics. So there are numerous applications within that. Say for example, Titan is using business analytics for identifying new locations for their stores. This is just one example of so many different applications of business analytics. Third, misunderstanding in the concept and application. So those who are especially like on an academic research side are aware of so many different concepts, models, and those who are actually working in the industry are conversant with what is required and what we can provide, either with the help of some IT product or with the help of the methodology that they have. But that is a big gap. Next, fundamental understanding of business analytics is needed for business users, managers or decision makers, because many a times they are not conversant with the technology terminology, and whenever you will listen to technology people who are trying to communicate their solution, a business user will not understand that. Like in the previous session, ma'am asked, can you explain what a lay person will understand about the statistical analysis that you have done for a railway problem or a metro problem? Same is happening, and hence there needs to be a communication between technology users or developers and business users or decision makers. Many of us are conversant with overview of how information technology has actually evolved, starting with transaction processing system or a management information system or executive information system or artificial intelligence. For example, when I did my MBA program in 1999 and 2001, there was a topic artificial intelligence in management information system subject. Today, anybody can actually freely use artificial intelligence application that is available to us very easily. So if you look at it, almost 25 years of time took from concept or the idea to the practical usage in the hands of a lay person who can toy with the application. In short, business analytics deals with numerous things, but we can put it in three buckets as such in terms of what happened in the past. Say for example, sales record, employee record, or for that matter we are using Aadhaar card, right? So government is tracking all our transactions through our Aadhaar card, like a social security number in US. So it is easier to analyze the past behavior of a person with the help of Aadhaar card, with what all services being taken, income and everything, till the time what is happening in the present. Say for example, I remember for getting one SIM card 20 years back, we used to take minimum half an hour to 1 hour's time to get a SIM card. When Jio introduced biometric verification through Aadhaar network, it happened in 5 minutes. I remember a few years back when I had taken my Jio SIM card for the first time, I literally took only 5 minutes of time for getting Aadhaar card, thanks to the technology and business analytics. And third important is predicting the future, which is very difficult. But with available data, with technology available to analyze the data, and with business decision makers using the technology, providing the feedback to the technology and continuously improving the system, we can also predict the future sales, future employee turnover and things like that. Again, just a quick recap on value chain of data information knowledge. Whenever we are having a data and qualitative data especially, we can find out the information out of it, because we call it as a processed data, and data can be any facts, figures, numbers. When we process that and use for decision making again and again, we become a knowledgeable person. Say for example, how many of you trade in stocks or mutual funds? You invest in mutual funds or stocks. You have taken some decision and maybe initially it was right, you earned a lot of money, great. And what happened next is, we know the story that you may have taken a wrong decision and you are in loss. So over a period of time, utilizing this data and taking a decision, you become knowledgeable. Data quality is very important in business analytics, because as we say, garbage in, garbage out. If the data itself is not correct or appropriate quality, we are in trouble. So in terms of using business analytics, many people actually focus on tool, whether you are using Tableau or using Excel or using spreadsheet or using 100 different tools. But tools are not important, but the methodology is important. So the research methodology for this extended abstract that I had written was about empirical research. So understanding what's happening as an experience in terms of understanding the secondary data through literature review, and also first-hand data in terms of the assignments that I work on as a consultant. So literature review was primarily done. Based on that, working hypothesis was generated just to give a direction and not to prove or disprove the hypothesis. And the scope of the research was especially focused on usage of business analytics in India and literature review related to that. These were the objectives in terms of understanding the usage, identifying the challenges, and examining and what are the lessons learned. Just a quick highlight of literature review in terms of awareness, the perception of business analytics, what is the gap, skill shortages, barriers, and ethical considerations. Especially when we talk about data, there is a huge challenge of ethical consideration. And the gap identified was understanding the usage of business analytics in India. What was the outcome in terms of understanding is the stories and experience sharing being needed. Like I gave you a case study of Titan, where they can attribute 800 crores of revenue only to business analytics. There is a lot of experience sharing is required, not only at a big organization, but especially at the small and medium enterprises. And second is understanding of the concepts and usage, the gap that I have been talking about. The limitations were, this was completely secondary database research. I'm actually working on the next part of this research, where I'm developing 2 case studies, one on school ERP system and second one on consumer durable products and how they can utilize business analytics. So this is what I'm working on, which I would like to quickly share before the time concludes, is the business analytics awareness matrix. So if we look at these 4 quadrants based on the awareness of business analytics practice and the awareness of the concept, whenever we want to try to move from quadrant 1, that is completely unaware of either the business analytics practice or the concepts, and how we can move to the quadrant 4, which is the topmost quadrant, where you are conversant with business analytics and also aware of practices and also aware about the concepts. Further research that I can recommend to myself is, conducting the interviews in terms of getting in depth across various industry sectors, especially in India, and different levels of the organization, from small and medium enterprises to large organizations. Thank you.
One question
Yeah,
is, if you go back to the metrics,
sure.
so how you derive this matrix?
So this is a conceptually matrix that I have designed, because I could not find anything like this, especially in terms of business analytics and use utilization.
So what's the base of this matrix? It's coming from literature review?
So yeah, from literature review, I understood that there is a gap,
Yeah.
but I am not able to quantify that gap in any form. Although I know that the business analytics market is booming in India, more and more organizations are using it. But how can you measure that? Unless in the second part, I am developing the how we can actually measure the awareness on these quadrants.
So you're going to interview
Yeah,
to test this
to
conceptual.
to test this conceptual matrix.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.